Hey guys, Chance here from Optimum Condition. So this is week 1 in 8 weeks of taking control of your body. And I'm excited. This particular episode is going to be very, very important for you to remember and start putting into practice straight away. It's one of the most important things I share with you throughout the entire series. It's about being conscious. Conscious of your posture, conscious of how you walk, stand, sleep, and hold your body throughout space. Now, why this is so important is if you're conscious of holding your body in a good position, as opposed to a bad position, your body's going to acclimate into that good position. How do I know this? Well, let's try this as an example. Whether you're sitting or standing, cross your arms. Cross them over like this. Pretty comfortable, yeah? Pretty closed off posture, but you can do it. Okay, now, uncross your arms, cross them the opposite way. How's that feel? Feels pretty weird, right? For some of you, you're going to struggle to be able to do that. What your body has done, it's gotten comfortable in one position because it's a position that you've held before. If I can teach your body to hold a good position as opposed to a bad position, it's going to give us longevity. And the reason that I'm so conscious myself is I have to be. In 2010, I was in a Taekwondo fight, and when I went up to kick him, he kicked my knee, and with the rotational force, it burst my medial meniscus. So, I did the usual. I went to the physio, he was fantastic. I went to go to MRI, and I was booked in to have my surgery in Christchurch, New Zealand. Unfortunately, 2011 comes along in February, we have huge earthquakes, and my surgery got put off for 4 months. All I was left with is pain. And I didn't want to sit around and twiddle my thumbs, so what I did do is I strengthened my vastus medialis oblique, VMO, my glute medius, my proprioceptors around the knee, and now it's 2019, I've never had the surgery. My legs are as strong as an ox. It does stop me from rotational axis on one side, so I can no longer fight. Better to be a good lover than a good fighter though, but it doesn't stop me from doing anything else. There's no pain on a daily basis. I haven't had pain in years. So what I want to do is I want you to be conscious of your body, that we can rid yourself of pain. We can try and stay away from surgery, although it is a good idea if it's absolutely necessary, and I want you to feel your best. So I'm going to give you stereotypical positions that we fall into on a daily basis, and then at the end, I'm going to teach you the one position that I want you to hold your body in, giving us the benefit going forward. So the first posture I want to talk about is what I call the sass pants. Now, what's the sass pants? The sass pants is this. Boom. Hip out to the side, foot facing one way, one foot facing the other, Louis Vuitton on the shoulder here. Now, what starts to happen is if I was to express the amounts of energy from gravity from the top of your head down towards your feet, the newtons or the pounds of pressure would be massive. It would be like a pinball machine, boom, 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 going from your foot to your knee, to your hip, to your back. No wonder you can't stand there properly. You're hiding some dysfunction in your body. It's something that we need to fix. Fix it, sass pants. The next one is canoe arms. That lady or gentleman who looks like they're carrying 2 canoes under their arms. They've become monomaniacal about their training, and they've really focused on their lats, their chest, and their biceps, so they're rounded in this kyphotic position. Now, where it gets tricky is if you notice yourself rounding those shoulders, you may think it's a great idea to train your back. So pull-ups and lat pull-downs are going to strengthen your latimus dorsi, but unfortunately, although it is a huge part of your back, because of the origin of your latimus dorsi, it's actually going to cause you to round your shoulders more, creating even more kyphosis through your shoulders and worsening that position. So that's where it gets a little tricky. Let's get you out of this position of overactive lats. It doesn't make you look any bigger. And let's get you into a good position. The third one I want to talk to you about is boobs and buns. What do I mean? I mean boobs and I mean buns. This one is prevalent on Instagram. Hashtag booty pic, hashtag lower back dysfunction, hashtag lordosis, hashtag L4, L5 slipped disc. If you are emphasizing that curvature in your spine to emphasize your assets, you're going to create that dysfunction. So let's tuck those hips, let's bring that top rib down, let's get you into a good position. The next one is the turtle, aka text neck, something becoming more prevalent in today's society. The jaw and chin are protruded forward, which is putting unnecessarily weight on the top of your spine. For every inch that your chin comes forward over its original position, you're going to add 10 pounds of pressure on the top of your neck. Now your neck, as a self-defense mechanism, is going to lay down fat in order to tighten the skin, in order to build a hump, in order to stop the chin from going further forward. Sometimes this mass can calcify and you're going to get a huge problem. If you go into a rest home as well, what started to happen is their bodies have started to shut down, their heads can no longer be supported, and they've adapted this turtle posture. It's quite sad. So let's bring those chins back, let's be conscious of it, and remember there's nothing more unattractive than a lady or a gentleman sitting in a cafe on their phone and their head is almost on their coffee. No good to me. The fourth one I want to talk about, and I don't need to pick on them because they get a hard time enough, is the CrossFitter. Now the CrossFitter who doesn't take care of their body and has a little bit of a niggle but pushes through it ends up with some huge dysfunction, and that mentality of she'll be right, mate, she will not be right. That's something we need to bring on down. What I love is that CrossFitters are becoming more and more intelligent, and the high-end athletes are taking care of their mobility with amazing physiotherapists like Dr. Kelly Starrett. He's my hero. And that's going to help them bring them back into a functional position. But the weekend warriors, those fighters on the weeknights, they are playing up. The last one is the tension keeper. Maybe it's that person at the computer desk with the stressful emails, the phone calls, and all of a sudden at the end of the day, they have no neck. Their traps, their stress muscles have shortened and tried to suffocate them. You know, they just can't get comfortable because their body is just full of this tension and full of this energy. You could also be that person who pushes out their biceps to emphasize them, and you know, this can be more subtly expressed with a lot of gesticulation or arm bending as well, and I may fall into that one myself. So that's a few of the stereotypical examples I see of posture on a daily basis. And I'm not judging them, and I'm definitely not judging you. What I do want you to do though is help you help yourself. So be conscious of where you were, and now be conscious of where you need to be. I'm not going to confuse you with too much jargon or verbiage. I'm just going to give you a few tips to build your foundational posture. So let's start off with the bottom of the feet, okay? If you have cracks in the walls or the roof of your house, it's generally because of an unstable foundation. The human body's foundation is our feet. When you're walking, when you're standing, when you're sitting, are your feet straight? If they're not, straighten them. Your knees, when you sit down and stand up, do your knees buckle in? If they do, stop it. Get the knees slightly out. How should you hold your back? Your lower back, for example. Well, if you squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, automatically that's going to tuck your hips slightly under. Then, if you bring your bottom rib, top one here, together, you're going to close that gap. And if you tense your abdominals roughly 20%, not so hard you can't breathe, you're going to keep your pelvis in that aligned position. You can then relax the glutes and walk normal. If you try and walk around with tense glutes, you're going to look constipated. Now, shoulders. Are your shoulders rounded or are your shoulders back? Are they too far back? Neutrally expressed, you should be able to stand up against the back of a wall, pulling your shoulder blades back together, pulling your shoulder blades down, and they should sit pretty comfortably in that position. Now your head, is your chin back far enough? I don't want you to have double chins, okay? But I do want you to imagine lengthening your neck, bringing it back, and holding your posture nicely. Now understand, when you hold your body in that position, you don't have to hold it like a robot. You can hold it with your spine first, and you can walk around quite smoothly. So for the next week, I want you to be super conscious of holding yourself in that position. Go through the tips that I've just talked about, focus on them, and next week, we're going to start on undoing our postural anomalies and tension and improving all the way throughout these weeks. I'll see you next week. Cheers.